Is virality just a lucky thing, or is it actually possible? Can we manually keep getting viral one after another? And how the top brands like iShowSpeed, Alexa Mozi, Iman Kazi, and even some secret brands are able to rake in like hundreds of millions of views across all platforms. Let's find out in today's video how to actually get viral and what's the logic and the science behind it. For the rich folks and the people who are just curious, let's understand how much virality actually costs. Of course, in Indian rupees, because I'm an Indian. Luck can be negated through numbers. What do I mean by this? See, if you are like only 1% lucky guy, let's understand this to probability. For an event to occur, that means you being lucky is 1 in 100. Then you just got to do the same event 100 times. So you will get lucky. For example, you are a sales closer and you are able to only close 1 in every 100 cold clients. Then call 100 people so you can close one big client. It's that pretty simple. So it's similar in this version also. See, virality isn't like a formula which you're gonna hack people's brain out or something. While that is possible, another best way to test out everything is to create as much as content as possible. How is that possible? Well, if you are a business owner or if you are any kind of person, just live stream your life 24/7. Like if you are passionate and you're completely into your business and you're working 24/7 on your business, like 18 hours, 17 hours, 70 hours a week, I suggest you live stream your whole day if it's possible, because that is the most content you can ever create. If you see iShowSpeed, he does the same thing. He records himself 24/7. And if you're a small business owner, this is one thing you can do is you can live stream showcasing all your product. Okay, this is the product you have and this is the product you have, because this will be not only trending in the future but also you're making a lot of content, which then you can dissect into reels, and then you can dissect into even long form content which you can use to go viral. So that's the basis of this whole strategy, or no, the base of virality is numbers. It's that simple. Side note to the viewers, when I say virality is a number, then I don't want you to conclude that humans are numbers. See, that's a different thing. At the end of the day, you are trying to convince humans. So, say words or be a person who would be a very charismatic person to humans itself. Numbers, I say, is as in the quantity or the amount of effort you're putting is just numbers. That's what I meant. Pods. So the second thing is pods, of course. If you're doing live streams or podcasts, what I want you to do is I want to take the clips and give it to a video editor or a social media manager. It's better to hire both of them, and they'll start 5 to 10 accounts for you. And in those accounts, they'll do these crazy edits and all of that, and post them on the accounts. Every day they'll post consistently, and it's just a PR kind of thing. So that's the first way, and that's how you can reach to 1 million to 10 million impressions. Is that simple. It's gonna be costly at the first, but if you are a guy who is just not a business owner, nothing, you know how to video edit, you're kind of the basic guy, then I suggest you can just do this one yourself. You can actually get 1 million to 10 million views. All you have to do is open 5 accounts and just try out what works and what doesn't, and try to copy as many as people. See, there is nothing wrong with copying up to a certain point. You're not copying for virality, you're copying so you can learn and then you improve on top of it. So you're 10 steps ahead at the first only. So I would say model, don't copy. So the first method of virality here, who comes at this range is the agencies. Yeah, all the marketing agencies and all of that, they do this strategy. So if you see the 80% of marketing guys who are who will get you 1 to 10 million impressions are these people. They just A/B test. They have a lot of accounts, 5 to 10 accounts and all of that. So this this one is kind of expensive. So this starts with 1 lakh rupees. Okay, the first one I call is basic PR. The basic PR companies, they'll do the news posts, they'll even record the top 5 I told you, right? This is the basic PR. This is where I get suggested you get started with, because it probably is a really good thing. Side note, this works. I mean, that's it. I'm talking about these numbers, these figures and the basic PR, and these numbers, they are actually work, they are proven, and of course if you hire people, it's gonna work well in the long term or even in the current term. By the way, these results you'll get in the first month itself. If you are actually a business owner, it's worth investing in like companies who reach out to you and tell you they're gonna get you any of the following numbers. SPR. SPR does not mean super public relation, it means scaling PR. Think of SPR as the David Fogarty, Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi, all of these business guys, but at their starting phase, when they were starting out with the PR, not when like early, like 10 years ago, wala thing. It's like when they started to go big on this, when they were scaling, that's when SPR came. Everyone who's scaling at the PR, they do like they hire 5 social media managers and 5 video editors, and each social media manager handles 5 accounts. So it's 5 is 25, around 25 to 30. If you push them a little, you can get to 30 accounts. So they handle 30 accounts for you, which is kind of really crazy. 30 accounts if you say, and they will get you on an average to 10 million to 50 million views if you have the good people, of course. And of course it's gonna cost you 5 times more. So this one will cost you 5 lakhs. The only difference would be, it would cost you more because you will be going to podcasts and doing live streams, and you'll be doing a lot of long form videos and all of that. So if you are scaling out, this is like the go-to thing to do. So these will get you like easily 10 to 50 impressions, but of course it's gonna cost you more. If you want to do it on your own, if you would have to be a lunatic, but I want, if you can, I want you to try it out. But I would suggest you start with this, then go with this, and then you can scale to it. The next thing what I would like to call this is GPR, is the growth PR relationship. What's the difference between scale and growth? Scale is where you set the basis and you start actually seeing the results you are gonna see from the start, of course. This is where you are kind of growing your channels rather than just growing views or just impressions. Now we are talking about like 100 million, like it's kind of easy. So this growth PR is offer like these ISO speed reels. You see all of those reels. You might see Iman Ghazi reels, you might see Alex Hormozi reels. You see all of these reels in your feed. Yes, 10% of it is just GPR. 10% of your feed is GPR, and in this section also comes the Indian PR. You see Urvashi Rautela, you see what's the name, I keep forgetting, Ori, and all of these guys who are like all the way trending in your feed. That's what they do. This is not just, I'm not talking about like 10 accounts, I'm talking about like hundreds of accounts. Yes, it's that crazy. Hundreds of accounts handling these PRs, and this is gonna of course cost you above, and like this is gonna be like 10 times this. But if you are hiring an agency or you're hiring yourself, it's gonna cost you less. So let me take an example of 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs is a minimum, by the way, because if you are handling 100 accounts, it's gonna cost more, and if you are hiring an agency on top, they would want to get their own profit too, right? So it's similar to that. So by now you have gotten the point of not only how PR works. I have to still explain how PR works. You understood what the kind of like the logic behind virality. Now let me kind of predict what's on your feed. See, 80% of what is gonna be in your feed will be here. I am 100% sure. You might have seen the the trendy reels. The people who are always trending, they come in the GPR. The people you kind of see occasionally here and there, kind of popping, once a week or like once a month, they come here. The people who pop up every alternate days, or you find them doing not something crazy, they are just explaining something or doing something normal, doing something simple. You find them recently, they are new to this, and you kind of like their content, they come under this. And if you are what about the rest? The rest I'm talking about this one. This will kind of shock you. But yeah, the rest of the one where you're kind of find people doing crazy stuff like controversy or some stuff like that, don't want to take names, which I already took, they come under GPR. This is the growth, or you can call it like global, but it's not global, this is growth. My phone actually got overheated, so I am redoing this part. So another thing about GPR is that GPR is actually a really good strategy if you're a business owner. I will tell you why. See, this is like a sweet spot, and by the way, I don't want you to think that these 50 to 100 million views are just random people. These are the people who get you. So this is kind of the thing. But also GPR is this kind of expensive. The reason being is that GPR can be done without strategy. Yes, so if you hire like 10 social media management, 10 editors, or you hire like a complete agency, you can actually get such views. Alexa Mozi, Iman Gaji, David Fogati, iShow Speed, even iShow Speed, yes, they all do this. I mean, I am a bit okay on iShow Speed because he has a lot of, his team either has a lot of channels or they are just other people who like speed do it. The second isn't a possibility, so I am assuming he has a team who does like everything for him. So that's the thing. And the another thing which is interesting is about GPR. You can do it if you have like even like this budget and you want to do this. What would you need to do is kind of go iShow Speed thing. You would have to be there unless you are a business owner. This is like nowhere near possible because you have to focus on your business and all of that. But the other thing you can do is hire someone to follow you and record throughout the day if you are an interesting person. If you are an introverted shy person, then I don't suggest that one. But yeah, that's another way you can kind of reduce the cost on this. But let's not talk about cost reduction in the last part. The last part is my most favorite, and I call this the OGPR. What's the OGPR? I also call it the hidden PR. Remember the 80% of the feed I can predict? See, half of it, like the 40% of it is this. I'm not kidding, this is the half of it. And the rest half is this. Why did I say this is hidden? While even though it's the half of this is your feed? Well, movie shows, anything, celebrities, international. You find their clips always on your feed, be it YouTube, be it Instagram. How so? Is the algorithm manually pushing that? No. There is an interesting thing behind it. See, OGPR, the hidden PR, what happens is these guys have so many accounts. I'm not talking about like 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm talking about over 100. Yes, hundreds of accounts in this PR. That's why, of course, it costs a lot. See, think of Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, the random names I'm getting. Eminem, 50 Cent, these are celebrities. Malcolm in the Middle, if you have this Breaking Bad, of course the same main character. And whatever movie clips you get, like Bruce Almighty, all these movie clips, all these shows, Universal, all of these, they come under OGPR. If you actually observe, strangely, movie clips of like, let's say, a prequel is shown when the sequel is about to come. For example, Spider-Man's, the Miles Morales clips, if you have seen like the Nowhere Home, the strategy, you might have probably found out that Spider-Man previous clips are emerging out of nowhere. And it's not coincidence, it's because these companies, these agencies push videos like crazy, and I'm talking about like next level crazy. And the fact that you don't know what Taylor Swift is doing, but you still know who Taylor Swift is or what a Swiftie is probably because of these. They're just pushing videos like hundreds of them through your feed every single day. So if you do like 100 videos, of course you're gonna get these numbers. Another interesting fact about these is like one celebrity or one company does not hire just one agency. They hire 5 to 10 agencies. Here I was talking about hiring 5 to 10 people. These guys hire agencies which have hundreds of people in them. So it's kind of crazy, how the ecosystem of this works. And another thing, see, why this is better than this and also more expensive is not just because of the number. After a point, the number becomes, the number of people working would become kind of not that important. But why this is expensive is because of the strategy. See, all the bottom 3 ones I was talking about, they don't have strategy. They are just a number game. If you are doing it, a little bit of strategy might be there. But at the end of the day, they do the strategy because they have so many clips. Imagine, even if you start watching like movies, even like the Avengers one, there are like so many. It would take you like a few years to complete it. I'm just talking about Avengers, by the way, Avengers and the whole Marvel and Disney thing. But if you combine like all like the US film industry, dude, it might take you a lifetime to watch all the videos back to back, even without sleep and food or nothing, just back to back. That's what I'm talking about. So it's about that. So they have already a lot of clips, but they need to strategize what to upload them and how to, because they are doing like hundreds of videos and they can't afford errors. minor errors are obvious and they are fine because human errors are common, but on a large scale this requires a strategy, this requires like a structure to be able to apply. I hope you understand. And hey, if you want to learn more about this and how you can do this and all of it, I can we can do we can have a one-to-one chat. You can book a chat with me. Nothing, no sales, nothing. I just like to love to connect with you and understand what your business is, or you're just a freelancer or influencer. Because I am like bringing a network of people and I'm connecting them and I'm solving problems. That's kind of my jazz. That's what acquisition is, right? So I'm kind of into that. So if you want to be a part of my network, or if you want to connect with me, then down is the calendar. By the way, if you are till here, I have a bonus for you. Running sales again. It's about how you can reduce the cost on all of these. Of course, you can't on this one, because if you have 1 crore, then why would you want to think about reducing cost? But anyway, one best way to reduce cost is omnipresence. Tell your agency or the guy you are hiring to upload into a minimum of 10 social media channels. You would be shocked that there are more than 10 social media channels, because what I want you to do is, at the end of the day, you might have a high ticket sale, or even like you have a low margin product. At the end of the day, what is important is that now you getting a sale, or something, you getting money in your pocket. And it can be anyway, even if you are let's say you are a soap manufacturer, at some random day you might get a customer from Pinterest. Anything can happen. So what I suggest is, tell them to do omnipresence. And the second strategy where you can reduce this cost is, at the first itself, do this at a low, do this yourself. Yes, it's possible. But if you're a business owner, then you can hire someone to follow you around with a camera. But if not, what I would suggest is do it yourself, so you get a gist and experience of how the background of this thing works, because this is like really interesting and all of it. And if you want this implemented for you, I know 2 ways. If you are like really high budget, I'm talking about GPR and OGPR, and just jump the scale, then I know a guy who is the founder of the social SEO. He does the same thing. He just puts so many videos across so many platforms and all of that. And another person is Varun, Mayya. He also runs like this huge agency. Of course, he's in the OGPR. He does AI videos. But if you don't want AI videos, you want to do the manual thing, then you can go to the social PR guy. He does mostly this and a little bit of this. This is, I discussed with him. But if you want to scale from the start and you want to do all of them, you want to try everything out like me, and you want like the overall help in marketing, and you are kind of like sick and tired of marketing and sales, you're bored of it, then there is a guy called Aditya. You can reach out to him, and me and my team will get back to you with this. But if you want to have a chat, just a normal one, then both the Calendly link are the same. Check them out and see you there. And if you are in a journey and you are stuck somewhere, remember that you have to keep pushing forward and keep moving. I hope this helps you. Don't stop, just keep moving, even if it's one step every single day. Thank you so much.